Blender. Everyone knows and loves it, but for me, it's my greatest nightmare. To make a game, you need a plethora of skills. Between creativity, coding, marketing, art, and music, you're bound to have at least one weakness. And as many of you can tell, art is not one of my strengths. My music skills are even worse, but I don't even try that. So for this video, I'm going to try and improve one of my biggest shortcomings. Luckily for me, art is only one of the most important skills you need as a game dev, especially on YouTube. For all forms of marketing, people see the art first. Steam pages have pictures people judge you on, and no one will buy a game that looks like it was made with MS Paint. Well, unless it involves pizza. Scroll on Twitter and the clips that get the most attention 9 times out of 10 are the ones with the coolest graphics. Search game devs on YouTube and people like Blackthorn Prod, Goodgis, Robert Thomas, and AIA show up. All very talented people, and then there's me for some reason. Now, games with bad art can be massive successes. I'm about to catch some hate for this, but look at Undertale. The creator of Undertale, Toby Fox, is wildly talented. Undertale obviously was a massive success, and rightfully so. The creativity behind the spare mechanic and all the characters, as well as how great the music is, so much so that he was hired to make songs for the Pokemon games. But I think the game could have done even better if the main character didn't look like this. Even the game Celeste, an amazing game with great mechanics and a touching story. Now you might think the art is really good, and it is, but they outsourced that. Now for my game. I started going down this rabbit hole because I wanted to create a few new enemies, but my current one already looks terrible, so I decided I should probably improve that first before I move on to something else. One of my biggest problems is my concept art. When I think of a cool idea, my drawings turn out like this. Yep, this is what I'm working with. I've gotten some really cool art from people in my Discord, and I'm tempted every day to steal it. But before I resort to that, I decided to start following along with some Blender tutorials. The best one being this one about making a whole bedroom. Following this tutorial taught me a few things, and I think it turned out pretty good. But that's with just following along with the tutorial. Following what someone else does, I think makes it pretty easy. So just by watching tutorials, I can only get so far. But doing it by myself is still a major problem I need to work on. In one of my last videos, I'd gotten a few comments talking about how they want the player to be able to enter the house. So I figured this bedroom I made would fit great. So I added a few walls and saw what it would look like in my game. And seeing the robot walk around in the room gave me a lot of hope. I figured I could add unlockable items that you can decorate your room with as you progress. Throw some posters on the wall, knickknacks on the shelf, there are plenty of options. But that's for future me to figure out. One of the problems I have right now is that the house is how you deposit food. So if you're in the house, I don't want the prompt to always be available. So I thought I needed to add something like a book return at a library, or like the thing you donate clothes into. But I ended up just going with a mailbox, which I think I did a good job modeling, by the way. Now you just have to approach that to deposit food. I finished off the house by making it look similar to how the house was before, and I hated it. So I moved on to try and create an enemy, and that's when I got really frustrated. It turns out I just do not enjoy making 3D models. Is that just the gifted honor student in me not liking things I'm not instantly good at? Probably. But either way, I think it's time I hire someone, at the very least for concept art. So if you're a talented 3D artist or concept artist who specializes in more of a toon-like style, send me an email at contactoverphil2@gmail.com. I will of course pay you for this service, but we can talk more about that over email. I just think it's time for this project to really hit the next level, and I'm unable to do that by myself. So the moral of this video isn't give up if you're bad. It's actually, if you're making a game by yourself, don't feel bad if you're not amazing at everything. That's almost impossible. I'm sure there will be comments saying, well, I'm actually amazing at everything I do, so you should feel bad that you need help. But I refuse to believe those people are real. Just know, if you enjoy making games, do the parts you are good at. I think many game devs fall into the trap of thinking they need to do everything by themselves, but that's just not the case. There are so many people out there with skills complementary to yours. Maybe someone is great at art, but can't code to save their life. They need us too. So if you're interested, send your portfolios to me at contactoverphil2@gmail.com, and I'll put out an official post within the next few days to give people who actually watch my videos first dibs. Hopefully my next video I actually make some good progress, so see you guys then.